VMIAC welcomes the announcement of a Royal Commission. We believe that an inquiry into the provision of mental health services in our state is long overdue and urgently needed. As a peak organisation representing Victorian people with an experience of mental distress or emotional issues, we hear hourly from people who are encountering conflicts specific to their access and treatment while within Victoria's mental health system. VMIAC believes that the terms of reference to this Royal Commission must be wide-ranging and led by the people experiencing these traumas, along with the significant people in their lives. We need the Royal Commission to have the same focus as any Royal Commission, namely the people who have been hurt, not the people with the power to harm. We have 10 points that we'd like to put across. Point 1. It must investigate harms, abuses and failures in the mental health system, of which there are far too many. Point 2. It must be independent. It cannot be led by psychiatry. This would utterly damage any integrity. Imagine if other Royal Commissions had been led by the people or institutions that cause the harm. Point 3. People with lived experience as consumers, survivors of mental health and the service system must be given a privileged voice. Point 4. It must look at legislation, human rights violations, and the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. It must look well. Point 5. It must look well beyond current systems and models of care, which are fundamentally flawed and out of date. If we don't get this right, any discussion about gaps or workforce is pointless. Point 6. It must look at gaps and clarify the responsibilities of state government and Commonwealth government. People desperately need to access counselling, therapy and support services in their communities, quite separate to hospitals or the NDIS. We're sick of hearing states and the Commonwealth argue that it's the other person's responsibility. Point 7. It must look at the facts about violence from all sides. Point 8. It must look at the disgraceful gaps in the care for abuse and trauma survivors. If we provided adequate systems for trauma, the majority of people wouldn't need public mental health services at all. Point 9. It must look at substance use and the need for separate specialist services for acute intoxication. Point 10. It must not be an excuse to delay taking action right now. Every day people are irrevocably harmed in the system, and many of these issues can be fixed without any Royal Commission. Many of the issues don't even cost much to fix, it just needs political will. To all political leaders, VMIAC is here, we're ready and willing to talk. Please contact us.